And are you refreshed? Good. Now what? Begin right here. Yeah. Maybe not.
Hello. Okay, so my question is, I feel like I'm on the verge of everything. I feel very, very close
to manifestations?
Yes. I do feel like I'm there a lot of the time. It's just when I get in my car or I see what's in front of me, it smacks me and I'm like, oh crap, I'm not there.
Well, we were talking earlier about not needing to be there in terms of the manifestation in order to know that you're there. In other words, if you can care about getting on the disc and you can be aware that you're doing it regularly and you can say, this is enough for me for now and everything else will follow, then there will be less and less and less resistance, which is what holds things back. But here's something that will help you. This is specifically in response to what we're feeling from you and in response to what you just said. This will help all of you. So the statement that you made clearly indicates that your idea of getting what you want means really getting what you want. In other words, you can talk all you want, Abraham, about this virtual reality stuff, but I want the reality of it. I want the part of it that everyone else can see and smell and hear and taste and touch too. So if you will just put this one statement into your often spoken equation, I am having fun. We started to say it is my desire, but I am having fun on my way to this. I'm having fun on my way to this. I'm having fun on my way. I'm having fun on my way. Because even though the on my way part isn't exactly what we want you to feel, because we want you to know that you're vibrationally already there and the manifestation will fill in. From your perspective, you're almost there. You're not already there. You're almost there. So you could sort of make a little workaround, lay some new pipes by saying, I'm having fun on my way to. You see what we're getting at? I'm having fun on my way. Because if you're proclaiming that you're having fun on your way, now you've chosen that high-flying disc. It's interesting. I'm having an interesting journey. That's a high-flying disc. I'm enjoying the people I'm meeting along the way on my way to where I'm really going. Those kinds of statements are really good bridges. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
I'm having fun along the way. Feeling like you're on the brink of something is a beneficial and a not such a beneficial thing, because it's beneficial in the sense that it gives you that feeling of elation. Really, when you feel that you're on the brink of something, you really are on the brink of something. But the stopping to taking score that you're on the brink and you're not there sets you back. It just does. It slows the momentum. Here's a powerful statement. You're really going to like this. Find the perfect way to say it. Momentum is carving out the path of least resistance. Momentum is carving out the path of least resistance. You might want to ask yourself, what momentum do you have going? And if it's carving out a path of least resistance, and it is, where's that path leading? We're getting nothing from you. Well, it's a new thought, so consider it. Consider it. Path of least resistance. Frustration led Esther on the path of least resistance to rip the windshield wiper off her car. Path of least resistance. It was the perfect path. It was the path of least resistance. She did it without even knowing she was doing it. How much easier could it have been? That's absolutely the easiest that she's ever ripped a windshield wiper off of anything. It was just at the push of a button. Push of a button. Path of least resistance. So we're this isn't exactly what you're asking, but we really want to get it in here, that when you realize that you're constantly carving out paths of least resistance because your attention to a subject is causing momentum, and momentum is what is causing the path of least resistance. So the path of least resistance is being caused by the momentum, and the momentum is being caused by the thoughts that you're choosing. And the thoughts that you're choosing, you do have control over. You just don't have control over them at the later momentum stage, but you do have control over them. Here's what we want to say to you at the early momentum stage. You've got complete control in the early momentum. Complete control. So when you say, I feel like I'm on the brink of something, that means you're in a really good place. Now you want to keep that momentum going. So what kinds of things? So when you say, we're asking all of you, but especially you. When you say, I feel like I'm on the brink of something, would you like to claim that high-flying disc? Is that what that statement, is that where that statement feels like it's coming from? When you feel like you're on the brink of something, that's that anticipation, that's eagerness.
Yes.
Everybody agree? So what kinds of things do you want to say to keep that going? What do you want to say? I don't have to see it first. Just because I can't see it doesn't mean it isn't coming. Esther sat the other morning looking out at the ocean, and she was particularly interested in what the ocean looked like because friends were coming who were going to be looking at the ocean. And when Esther looked out at the ocean, she couldn't see it. It was like, who took the ocean? It was like completely gone. And who took everything between here and the ocean? Everything was gone. Completely unseeable. But Esther didn't worry that the ocean was gone. She knows that it's out there. But part of it is because she's seen it there before. But how do you have faith that what you want is out there in the fog when it hasn't come close enough for you to see it? And that really is what we're talking about here. You sniff your way vibrationally. And when you feel like you're on the brink of something, you come to know that this feeling means I am on the brink of something, and the fog's going to lift pretty soon, and I'm going to realize the full revelation of it. You see? So what kinds of things could you say when you're on the brink of something, and so you know you're on that high-flying disc? What kinds of things could you say to continue to milk that momentum?
I usually just try and enjoy the moment.
All right, so then you said, but then reality sets in and I see something. So you start, and so you've got 17 seconds to recover from that. So what kinds of things are you seeing, and what might you do in your last-ditch 17-second effort to keep from... it doesn't matter if you fall out of the airplane. You can get up tomorrow and get back on the disc. And you could meditate and get back on the disc. You could take a nap. You could take a walk. There's all kinds of things that you can do to... We've been saying, you just crash and burn and tomorrow start over. And Esther said to us the other day, Abraham, I refuse to believe that I have to, just because I've fallen off, that I have to go through a whole day off the disc. I have many tools that get me back on, and I'm going to use them because being on that disc is what I want most. But what kinds of things could you say in that 17 seconds to have a better chance of maintaining your momentum on that disc? Are you following us, and do you understand the power of this?
Well, usually when I get in my car, before I get in my car, I'm in my place and I feel great. I love living in my place. I feel like I'm very abundant. Everything's going great. And then I get in my car and I say, well, damn, I should have like a newer car. I should have that really nice Audi that I've been looking at for a long time.
So the question is, are you having fun on your way to the new car? What's the path of least resistance that you're carving out? What path of least resistance are you carving out, and what car is at the end of that path? This is really good conversation. So if you're disappointed in the car you're in...
Well, I'm not completely disappointed. It still goes really fast.
So that's the kind of thing that we're talking about. So you're making peace with the car you have.
It's old, but it drives really well.
Now you're defending it to us as if we are the bad guy. when you are making peace with what is, you're not carving out a path of less resistance towards something unwanted. In other words, that's the kind of thing.
Okay.
I appreciate this about my car and this about my car, and I'm on my way to something that will even please me more. I'm having fun along the way. I'm having fun deciding what I want. I'm having fun selecting. I'm having fun looking at cars around me. I mean, it's fun to watch what law of attraction brings to me, because the cars that most show themselves to you, the cars that you find yourself noticing most, those are the cars that are like you, that's what makes you say, I feel like I'm on the brink of it. The cars you're parking next to.
I feel like they're mine.
Yeah. So what's your question? Because you just gave us your answer. What's your question? Or is there one? We figured it all out. Get on the high-flying disc. Don't worry if you fall off. If you start to fall off, do something your best to stay on. But if you don't stay on, just crash and burn. It doesn't really matter. And then do your best to get back on the disc next. That's it. That's it. Wasn't hardly worth $195, was it? That's it. That's it. That's the process. Pay attention to the way you feel and do something about it. And you'll get better and better and better at finding things that work for you. Sometimes it's music. Sometimes it's a particular station. Sometimes it's a particular album. Sometimes it's rereading something that someone sent to you. So there are all kinds of things that you can use as your touchstone for that high disc. You just have to be determined to get on it and stay on it. And get back on it if you fall off of it. And why? Because it represents your point of attraction, and your point of attraction represents everything that's coming to you.
I'm on it every morning.
Yeah.
Every morning.
Good. Something more?
No.
Really
Thank
good.
you.
Yeah.